friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots.
How old were you?
10 or 11. I don't know. I was young.
Ooh, what they do, they just put it back up and tape it.
Just slapped it back together, man. Just put that flap right on top of it and stitched it up. Oh,
that's like when people get their ring finger caught and they just strip the whole...
Degloving is what that's called.
Yes.
I think we need to give JP a break.
Yeah.
What happened to JP? He went on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. He hadn't been the same since. You can find Fort Worth Roots online at www.fortworthroots.com, on social media on all the platforms. It is Fort Worth Roots. You can also find versions of this on YouTube so that you can see the video. We have more information about our sponsors at the end of this episode. This episode is sponsored by our friends at Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk, a local company that gets recognition from organizations regularly for outstanding craftsmanship and their commitment to customer satisfaction. You can find Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk online at roofingsolutionshouk.com, or give them a call at 817-882-6520. Again, you can find more information at the end of this episode on all of our sponsors. And since we have passed up our 100th episode, I'm now letting people know that we do have a Patreon page. This is going to be a primarily listener-supported show, and if you'd like to contribute to the Fort Worth Roots podcast for a very minimal charge, you can find our Patreon account by going to patreon.com and looking up Fort Worth Roots, and we have options as low as $4 a month. And you can be a supporter immediately, and we will shout you out on the show. And there's a whole list of other perks that get added with each one of the tiers that we have available on the Patreon website. Each and every time you download even one episode of the Fort Worth Roots podcast, you are helping our analytics and making it easier for us to connect with a larger audience. So thank you very much for being here. We truly do appreciate it. If this is your first time listening to the Fort Worth Roots podcast, you picked a great episode. We do not always have musicians on, but we did today, and this is the first time somebody has played live in the new studio. Somewhere around 10 episodes ago, we got us a brick and mortar studio just outside of downtown Fort Worth that we're still kind of putting together. You can catch today's guest live September 30th at the Lake House. You can catch them October 8th at Two Brothers Winery in Keller. They also have a date December 10th at the new Lola's that you can check them out. All right, that's enough out of me. Thank y'all again for being here. Please give it up for our guest today, JP and Jenna from the Jaybirds. And let's start the show. Well, thanks for working with my crazy schedule. Now that y'all have been on Fort Worth Roots, anytime y'all have a show coming up or anything, let me know and I'll help you promote it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Y'all have a new album, Let It Break. That's something that came up recently on your Instagram. Is that, when did that release?
Last September, right?
Yeah, September of last year.
So it's almost a year old.
That's not recent at all.
Oh, no, because we figured out that you can pin stuff to the top of your Instagram now.
Oh,
so
okay.
we just figured we'd use that for advertisements now.
I saw
so we have
that.
our shows and that pinned to the top.
Average Audio Joe, Mr. Joe Tacky.
Yeah, I listened to his episode.
March 21, looks like he had liked it. I guess that's why I thought it was a new thing. But so that one's so far behind you. What's the new album coming out?
I don't think we have a title of it.
Well, so we've got songs.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how to release it. I think we're going to do probably a couple singles or EPs this year, and then hopefully at the beginning of next year we'll have the full album. But I mean, we have this first batch of about 7 songs that we've recorded and we're finishing up, but then we've been working really hard in this second batch that's been like more rock and roll stuff, which has just been driving me crazy to try to finish up. But this last 2 weeks everything came real fast, so once we can record it, it could be by the end of the year. We're not sure, so we're hoping by the end of the year.
The music that I have listened to so far that y'all put out, and that I found on your your link tree, not your LinkedIn. Jenna caught us calling it LinkedIn earlier, but it sounds so good. Are y'all recording that at Cloudland with Joe?
No, we're doing it all ourselves.
Are you serious?
All
Wow.
in home. I love that kind of stuff and like recording and mixing and all that stuff. I love it's like I've been doing it since basically almost since I played guitar. I started learning guitar back in high school, and as soon as I got a Mac to go to college, I used GarageBand and started writing really horrible Nirvana knockoffs, and
it's just part of the process, right?
Yeah. And, you just pick up on little things doubling guitars, all that stuff, and over the years I've kind of just learned how to do it a little bit and do it all at home,
All of his stuff that he comes up with, he'll like write it in one night, and then by 2-3 a.m. all of us in the band will get a text from him, and you'll see it saved at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he'll have an entire demo, words, guitar.
Well, on
drums.
a rare occasion, sometimes that happens, but it's funny because when you bounce it off Logic or whatever, it dates it and times it, and a lot of times the early ones are like 3 a.m. and they give me so much crap for it. Like, go to bed, dude. That's when inspiration comes. You just got to go. That's why I found your podcast, to keep me awake.
That's awesome.
Right?
You were telling the story earlier that you just kind of stumbled upon it. Like nobody from my network told you about it. You found it on your own.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think
that's awesome.
Like, as we've been a band trying to, establish ourselves, just trying to learn about other local bands and the local scene, and, you learn how to try to get yourself out there in little ways and just learn about who's out there, like what's getting out there. And I was just like, we'll see if there's any local podcasts. Like, what can I learn about the local podcast scene? And you came up and I started listening to you. I saw that you had an interview with Johnny Gouveia, who we've met through things.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hanging with him some more. That's
super cool,
awesome.
dude. And just, it's just cool to see like what's out there. I think we're big music fans, but it's Fort Worth itself has such a cool music scene with such interesting people and bands out there that it's just cool to leurn more about them.
Did y'all make it out to Amplify's 817 day?
We didn't.
Y'all missed a good one.
We had to work.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. It was a terrible day for her. I mean, middle of the week.
It was Wednesday. But I followed all those bands, and we're big Cutthroat Frenches fans too. So so they played there. What did we have going on Wednesday?
Work.
Was it work? Wednesday night?
Yeah, like everybody else. They had a pretty good turnout, but if it had been on any other day, it probably would have been better.
Yeah.
But 817 Amplify 817. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
I was at the Rangers game. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I had to work Rangers game. So
I had just heard about Avery Burke. I'd never heard of her before.
yeah.
I heard about her on the Funky Town podcast with Jeff Lord,
Okay.
and he had played one of her songs. I'm like, Jesus, this is awesome. She's local.
Yeah.
And then I went out to the Amplify 817 thing, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like,
Dude, she's
going
pretty
somewhere.
nuts.
Yeah.
Like I've heard a little bit about her, but everything I'm hearing, and especially the way people are talking, she sounds like she's legit.
does not sound like something coming out of Fort Worth.
No,
Just
like
doesn't.
super good. Like almost like I don't know. It's like a little bits of Billie Eilish mixed with like 90s alt.
Yeah.
Like good
I see
90s
that.
alt country thing. I don't know. It's really good.
Well, I had to
Like
test your local music knowledge, because I was there. I made it to Amplify
Yeah.
817, so I had to. It's a weird
Sorry.
flex, but I had to do it. So, are y'all from Fort Worth originally?
I am. Most of us in the band are.
Yeah.
You're a Air Force
kind of a
brat.
transplant. I went to school at UNT and have been in DFW ever since. So,
Okay.
but
What year was that?
I graduated high school in 06. So I think I went there until 10, and then have been up in DFW ever since. Kind of been in Fort Worth ever since 2012.
You've been here as long as I've been here, then.
Yeah.
Because I moved here for military stuff, and I
Yeah.
ended up staying, and it's home now.
What branch? What
Army.
branch? Army? Okay.
Yeah, I was active in the reserves, so
Very
I was
cool.
out here at Carswell
Mm-hmm.
Very
for a little
cool.
while. I mean, it's not really that cool. I've got stories of very uncool stuff. So I'm not talking about action either. I'm talking like overflowing porta potties and
I was just about to say something about
one meal,
porta potties.
one cold meal a day for 3 months in a row. I
Oh
mean,
my
those are the non-cool stories.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with combat or landmines or anything.
That's what you're traumatized from, is the overflowing.
It's the stuff you think
porta-potties.
about. Yeah. I'm not going to do that to our listeners, but yeah, I've got some stories
Every time
about.
I go to a festival, I got to hold it the whole time. I can't go back in there.
No, when you gotta go, you gotta go. There's just
It's true.
no way around it. I feel bad for people that we don't need to go into this. I feel bad for people that can't use porta potties. I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know how. I don't want to get into it either. But
I
I don't know
guess
how.
we're
I don't know
going
how.
to.
I don't know how women do it. I can't. Mm-mm. I
You
ain't
hover.
sitting.
Every woman
I imagine-
hovers.
Well, and like for guys, it's me anyway, and I think for most men, I can't imagine hovering. Like I
Yeah.
could not do it and hover.
Yeah.
And I mean,
The trick
Both
is
muscles at the same time? No.
the trick is you gotta be ready to go, because I'm always terrified of like porta potty monsters. Coming out.
you saw the same X-Files episode I did.
I'm quite sure I did.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I semi recall.
There was an X-Files episode where there was like a guy at a construction site and this awful monster, and they kept calling it the Chupacabra, but it wasn't. Anyway, it got some dude in the butt.
Oh my
When he
gosh.
sat down. And I
It's like
saw that. How old are you? Well, we don't have to tell me. I'm
Snakes on a
37.
plane type stuff.
I'm 37. And I saw that whenever I was at a very impressionable age.
Yeah.
And so it every time, porta potty, I think about that.
Yes.
100%. So when you
Yeah.
said that, I'm like, I know what her problem is.
Yeah.
I
No,
saw it too.
you make sure the pants don't go down below the knee. So if you got a tall butt, you can. I think about those things. Same thing with the airplane bathroom.
Really?
Snakes on a plane.
Oh, see,
yeah.
I couldn't watch that one.
Oh,
I
it was
made
so
it
good.
10 minutes into it. I'm like, I'm not doing this to myself.
Yeah.
No,
Did it
it's
get
so
better?
good. The
No.
movie?
It never really does.
It's just, they sat in a room and they just figured out any way that somebody could die on a plane from a snake, and they put it in a movie, really.
Yeah.
It was
and
great.
it
I loved
traumatized
it.
me. I don't want to go to the bathroom in a plane, and I don't want my feet to be on the ground because there's snakes running under the seats, or they're in the bathroom.
I'm pretty sure
or-
that was one very specific flight, though. I don't think it's on every flight. They
You
have snakes.
just should not watch movies at all then.
I know.
Yeah.
Because you were a grown person by the time Snakes on a Plane came out. So your impressionable phase is, I guess, infinite. Like you're...
Yeah, we literally only watch Disney movies. That's it.
Well, I see, and I'm a chronic faller, so I
Chronic
sprain my
faller.
ankles a lot. I've broken both of my wrists from falling.
Oh my god.
Most recently back in March, and so
Yeah, the week before our wedding.
yes, yeah, the Sunday before we got married,
Sunday before
we got
we got
married with my wrist broken, and
Yeah.
then we went to surgery the following Monday to get a plate in.
Honeymoon was in the hospital. Yep, for surgery.
That is
So bad.
So
It's
romantic.
true love.
But
right
yeah,
there.
so I'm always thinking of what's the worst thing that can happen. So I stare at the ground when I walk. It's not because I don't want to say hi to people. It's because I don't want to fall again. It's an
Damn.
expensive hospital bill.
Now I can see how that would be traumatizing. You broke both at the same time?
No,
Okay.
thankfully. This one I broke because my child at the time was 1, and I just kind of tripped. He was behind me, and I didn't want to fall on him, so I went a different way, and I went straight down on it. And then the second time, I'm trying to walk out the back door, and I just tripped and
Yeah.
hit my wrist.
We were all playing baseball in the backyard, and she went inside to get the home plate for her youngest and hit the lip on the way out. Next thing we know, expletive. And we're all running to the door.
I bet. I broke this
So.
wrist falling off a horse or getting kicked off a horse.
Ooh.
And so now whenever I see people fall and they put their hands out like
Yes.
this, I immediately go, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to catch yourself with your hands. Of
It's like
course-
the summertime when kids get like a big tarp and they put soap and water in. All I can see is emergency room visits.
Yeah.
It's amazing how resilient kids and their bodies are. Because they
Yeah.
do shit that would just, absolutely murder one
Yeah.
of us, you know.
Yeah.
They're made out of Gumby material.
It's
Yes.
makes it kind of fun to watch. I've been
Oh my gosh. You.
I discovered this Instagram that's called Kids Getting Hurt.
Oh my god.
It makes me sound so dark, but it's so funny. And
I immediately wanna go check
always
it
has
out.
a disclaimer that they're okay, but it's like this means just some gnarly stuff. Trampolines, all of it, and then just it always every video ends with the parents going, "Oh crap!" and then the phone goes down.
Damn.
But yet
it's
you
so-
won't watch people squatting.
No,
because
I
he's
can't.
terrified
Uh-uh.
of.
Oh, like the
squatting videos.
Yeah, the
I'm just so
powerlifters
afraid
or
they're
whatever.
gonna like snap a thing or I can't.
Have you seen the ones where people are like on leg press?
Yes.
And they
Mm-mm.
they hyperextend?
No, it goes backwards. I can't.
I know, yeah.
No,
I'll
no.
drop the phone and stand up and scream, God, yeah.
No.
Awful, awful.
I can't.
Apparently you can put that back together. I don't know how. Because like watching those videos, you're like, that's never going to be the same again.
Nope. Mm-mm.
But I know
Yeah.
people that have done that. And like they have to be careful because they can do it again real easy now.
Yeah.
Didn't your brother do that when he was a kid, or like
My brother, who's a year older than me, my older brother who's 10 years older than me, he was like shoving the back of the seat with both of his legs, and my brother kept yelling at him to stop, and he wouldn't, and he just like shoves it, and my brother just slams the seat back, and one of his knees just like goes up this way. Up the knee goes down. It's like a flamingo move, and I remember being in the back seat and I was horrified because I saw
Yeah,
it.
that's the appropriate response. Yeah.
And then they used a fan blade to splint his leg.
Oh,
wow. It was bad.
So you look like you really feel it whenever you see these things.
I can't.
So I've got a really good childhood injury I want to tell you about.
Oh, sweet.
So I was running home from the neighbor's house, which is a totally different story, and that is for another episode or not on the podcast at all. But anyway, I'm running from a neighbor's house, and I jump from one brick ledge to another, separated by about 3.5 feet, maybe 4 feet of distance.
Okay.
You know what happens next, right?
Mm-hmm.
My shin comes down right on the corner of the brick, and I fillet the front of my leg all the way down to the muscle. You can see the bone. You can see the muscle.
Did the bone break? Or?
There was no damage to the bone, but it just went... stripped the front of my shin off. So I went back to the neighbor's house screaming bloody murder. Whenever my
bloody murder.
Yeah, my buddy's mom, I was like 10 or 11 at the time, when my buddy's mom saw my leg, she started to panic, made me panic more.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
How old were you?
10 or 11. I don't know. I was young.
Ooh,
But
what they do, they just put it back up and tape it.
Just slapped it back together, man. Just put that flap right on top of it and stitched it up. Oh,
That's like when people get their ring finger caught and they just strip the whole...
Degloving is what that's called.
Yes.
I think we need to give JP a break.
Yeah.
What happened to JP? He went on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. He hadn't been the same since.
The rest of the podcast is here because he's on the floor fainting.
Traumatized. Didn't even happen to you.
Well, do you want to break out the gear, man? I'm so psyched.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys need to know that this is still a work in progress. You know, I just like slapping shit on the walls. I found
Looks
some
good,
of this.
though, man.
Like, this is not mine. Like, I found some of this stuff. I won't call it junk, but it was in a junk pile. And I just started throwing it up on the wall. So we're still working on this.
No, it's a cool
I'm
space.
psyched that when y'all got here, it was
Yeah.
73 degrees in the office. It's the first time the studio's been that cool. So
Feels great.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad.
Came on a good
So,
day.
but-
You need to get like band posters and stuff. And
I'm working on it. And I got that display case over there with a bunch of people's artwork. Joe Savage has got some stuff. Late to the Station has some stuff up there.
Cool.
And I have more CDs that I need to put in there, but I'm unpacking boxes and going through stuff. So
CDs.
Yeah.
Ancient.
well, and I tell people when they give me a CD, I'm like, I probably won't listen to this, but it
Yeah.
will be artwork.
Yeah, we can give one of ours. We've got plenty left over.
But there's this, like, in the pile where I found all this other stuff, I found a CD player.
Oh.
Like, with the big speakers and stuff. So I'm like, oh, we can listen to
Finally.
CDs now.
Could have dusted off.
What is this, 1992?
5-disc CD changer.
Wow.
Those are pretty sweet.
I
Big
had one.
Silver boom.
I think I had a
boxes.
6-disc.
I had one in my car
Yeah.
a couple cars ago. That was a big deal having the 6-disc, man.
Was it in the console or was it in the dash?
Oh, I can't remember.
'Cause it
no, it was
matters.
in the dash. Like it
Those are
sorted
really
it in the
cool,
dash.
yeah.
I don't think it like it was like we used to have like one that we would pull out and you'd load it up. But no, this one was actually in the dash and it just sorted it
Yeah,
itself.
that's next level, man.
Yeah.
My Sierra had
It
one of
was-
those. I thought it was the coolest thing
It was
ever.
a Honda CR-V that had that.
Now, it would take a while, right? It would take
Yeah.
a while to get your disc out.
Yeah.
Or to put
Yes.
one in. You'd have
Yeah.
to wait.
You have to go
But
find it somewhere.
It's
in the
better
car.
than having to dig around in your console.
Yeah.
So
And now it's
my-
just play on the phone.
My
Yeah.
brother had a band down in Austin, and they had a CD down there for their band, and it was the only he didn't have a whole lot for the band that they would sell, and so I got a copy, and I had it forever, and I always had it in my 5-disc CD changer in my car, and then I go trade it in.
Oh no.
No.
Completely forgot to get it out of there. And so we go visit my brother a couple months ago, and I tell him, and this was like years ago that I did that, but I finally admitted that I didn't have a CD anymore. And he was like, "Oh, I have a ton of copies." He's like, "I'll give you another one." I was like, "Oh my God." For years, I thought that I didn't have his CD anymore. And
They just don't sell like they used to CDs. Everything's on Spotify. Everything's on iTunes now.
My first CD was a Fleetwood Mac album, and I got it out of a car in a junkyard where we were looking for like a replacement headlight or something. It's my first
Wow,
CD.
that's a good first one though.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. That's it.
It's
we,
got a solid
we do a lot of
story, too.
covers of Fleetwood Mac when we do acoustic stuff. I always say that I think she sounds better. Don't nobody kill me, but I think she sounds better than Stevie Nicks to me. That's
You
a
can
big
send your hate
statement.
mail to media
That's
at
right.
fortworthroots.com. Well, let's get that
I'm a little
guitar
biased,
out.
though.
But
She's
what
my
I
wife.
started to tell you guys is that you will be the first ones to play live here in the studio. So I'm
Oh,
pretty
wow.
excited about this. Let's see how it sounds when I turn the mic on. Is that any better?
I think so.
Looks better.
Yeah.
So what are you playing for us?
So I think first we're going to play a song that was on our first record, Let It Break. It's called Money, and it's a song I wrote about love, actually. It's about things in life that kind of matter, actually have worth, I guess which should say that. So whenever you're ready.
Get it, brother.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
We ain't got money, we got love. We ain't got time, but we're living it up. We ain't got money, but we got love. We ain't got time, but we're living it up. 'Cause diamonds fade and people change, oh darling, all I want is you. Diamonds fade, things rearrange, oh darling, all I want is you. All I want is you. We ain't got money, but we got love. No fancy things can never fill me up. You could give me the world and the stars above. What am I gonna do with all that stuff? 'Cause diamonds fade and people change, oh darling, all I want is you. Diamonds fade, things rearrange, oh darling, all I want is you. All I want is you. So what's the point in having the world if I ain't got my girl? I'd rather have breadcrumbs if I could share them with you. Just look in your eyes, better than diamonds in the skies. Baby, this world could have it all as long as I could have you. You, if I could have you. Oh, all I want is you. Come wind and storm, come fire and flood. Your hand in mine, baby, we all good. This shiny world will never be enough. Let me be the scourge, duck of your love. 'Cause diamonds fade and people change, oh darling, all I want is you. Diamonds fade, things rearrange, oh darling, all I want is you. All I want is you. Oh, yes. Hey, we got an audience.
Awesome. That was gorgeous.
Thanks, man.
You guys sound great.
Thank you.
It's
I'm
usually
glad
her fault for that.
I'm glad we can't hear. For some reason, I don't feel like I can hear the AC unit, but I'll trim the noise out. You can sample the noise and you can trim it out later.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. But it sounded great. That was the
man.
first song ever played in our new studio. So thank you.
Wow, we feel so honored. That's awesome.
And it was
dude.
about love. That's very fitting.
There you go. Yeah. Actually, the T-shirt we gave you it's the money T-shirt.
Yes, thank you for the shirt, man.
It's got a broken piggy bank with a heart in it.
People have been giving me hell lately because I've got this. It just says 817. It's a Fort Worth or it's a Texas road sign, and it says 817. And I've got 2 of them. So I've been wearing them everywhere. So lately I've been nabbing up other shirts.
Yeah.
So that I won't be so tempted to wear that. I love that shirt.
Yeah.
So, but
it's kind of like a
shirt.
uniform.
Yeah.
I
It
feel
makes
like,
sense
yeah.
to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in the 817 music scene anyway.
Yeah.
So
Most people know what you're about. You know?
Go to these events or go hang out with podcasters or whatever. I like to wear this shirt.
I think it's a sign of genius, right?
Sure.
Steve Jobs wore the same thing.
Let's
everywhere.
not explore it any further.
That's
yes,
right.
I'm a genius because I like the same shirt all the time.
That's awesome.
Are we going on for another one?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You can do another one.
Yeah.
We're doing the new one. A new one.
A new one? Which new one?
Sparks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a way I could get more of this in my headphones at all, or?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me turn up. How's that?
Yeah, that works. That's
I mean,
perfect.
I've got 4 cranked up, so it's picking up as much as it can.
Oh, okay. I can get closer too if we need to. Just let me know if
That's
you
the
need more.
only way to get the mic louder. Yeah. I can turn your headset up all day, but that's
No,
as
it's
loud
good.
as the mic will go.
No, that's good. As long as you got enough of it, I can always pop an ear out. All right, so this song, it's a song called Sparks in the Night. It's off a new album or new stuff that's coming out.
And that's out now, or
No, it's
okay.
coming. This will probably be the first song that'll be out. We're hoping by end of September.
On the
Hoping.
EP.
Yeah. And this is the first song we ever wrote together back the end of last year. Yeah. It's kind of a romantic song, so
I'm prepared.
buckle up, folks.
Let's do this. Let's get romantic.
All right, ready?
I love all the local bands that we have met, and they're like, I don't know how I memorize these words, and sometimes I just mumble through them when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
And you don't know as a viewer, an attendee of any of these shows.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gigging, right? That's a lot of people tell me that like gigging is paid practice.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we definitely. I mean, we do mostly local stuff with the band, but her and I will do acoustic, like 2-hour cover stuff at like wineries and coffee shops, and we'll definitely have the iPad.
Yeah.
Because that's. Yeah, I ain't memorizing 2 hours worth. I'm lucky if I get through all our songs. So, all right, this song's called "Sparks in the Night." This world's on fire, and I'm burning up in this desire, walking on a wire, and I can't get around this. I can't get around this because I can't take this feeling that keeps burning holes in my chest. I'm yearning for someone to put this fire out there back of my mind. In the summer night, the stars in your eyes, this world just might be alright with your hand in mine. We're seeing sparks in the night, in the night. I wanna hold back. I'm playing out our future track. How can I react when I can't get around this? I can't get around this because I can't take this feeling that keeps burning holes in my chest. I'm yearning for someone to put this fire out there back of my mind. In the summer night, the stars in your eyes, maybe this world just might be alright with your hand in mine. We're seeing sparks in the night, in the night. just a little bit. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Just wait for it in the summer night. The stars in your eyes. This world just might be alright with your hand in mine. In the summer night, with stars in your eyes. Maybe this world just might be alright with your hand in mine. We're seeing sparks in the night. In the night. Oh yeah, in the night. In the night.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all wrote those for this upcoming album?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always interested to hear how people are going to release their stuff because everybody's got a different method.
Yeah.
Nobody digests an entire album all at once anymore, so there's got to be some strategy involved, right?
Yeah, people do it differently, and I don't know if there's like a right way to do it.
I don't think anybody's got it pinned down yet. I'm serious. Every single artist I talk to has got a different way to do it.
Yeah. Last album we did I think we did 5 singles, and then we did the full album, which producing and mixing was frustrating because I think we released Man on the Moon, which is another song we do, but early, and I ended up remixing it for the album, and then that caused all kinds of weird things with the release because some people were listening to the single version, which I didn't think was as good as the album version.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you're like, I need to take those down.
I want to, but
Now you got to kind of figure out and refine your method.
Yeah.
I mentioned Joe Savage earlier. Are y'all familiar with him?
I've heard his name, but I've never actually listened to him before.
He's a great guy, but his method is the strangest I've seen so far.
Okay.
He left the country and went to Spain to do the El Camino de Santiago, which is a 500-mile walk across the country.
Oof.
And as he's walking through, he was releasing music. I want to say it was every week. It might not have been every week, but it's what I seemed like I remember. So that's how he released his album, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a new one.
That's kind of cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think we have the budget to do the travel thing like that, but
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool idea. Well, you just got to make your own El Camino de Santiago.
yeah, we'll just travel to Carrollton and then to
that's-
Waxahachie. We'll keep it local.
Yeah.
That's one cool thing about preparing to pay for releasing an album is you got to find that revenue to do it, and you dang sure aren't making it during shows,
Right.
which we love the shows. I mean, we don't.
Yeah, we love doing local shows. Are like the funnest ones because you make friends and you to play your own music. But
Yeah, but it's that merch, those shirts.
yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Maybe that's what I need to
merch
do.
and
Yeah,
merch.
yeah. Seriously,
we-
like there's so many people like your shirts. For a local show, local podcast like this would be cool to go put out and heck wherever you could do it, like gas stations or shows
and this is going to release after the September 10th event, so it's okay for me to tell you about that van out there. I haven't told anybody about it. Y'all are some of the first people to know about that.
Dude, we're
so cool.
This is the maiden voyage. Of
I think it's so cool.
Yeah, we're
Sweet.
getting some fresh gas in the tank.
Honored.
But that's why I have that thing, is so I can go places and interact with the public. I'm just completely done with social media. I don't want to do it anymore. I will.
Yeah.
By God, that's what you have to do. But I
really
feel like
is.
there's got to be a better way to engage with the public. And I think going to these events, and it started with the River Oaks car show right up the street. Did y'all go to that?
No, but I've been to one a long time ago. I was going to say community events like that.
Yeah.
You take that thing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem is people are going to be so pissed when I tell them I don't have any tacos.
Yes, right.
Where's the tacos, man? This is a podcast. Yeah, but where's the tacos? There's no tacos.
No, but that's the cool thing is there's so many different kinds of mobile anything now that even seeing coffee on wheels is weird.
Yeah.
that's going to be even cooler, and that's what's going to set you apart from the scene, is because you can take this mobile and go do those things, and then people are going to, it's something different, because you don't want like 10 different taco trucks or some are like Thai food and barbecue and whatever. This would be cool.
Well, and I thought about, as a joke, putting on the back of the truck, like, oh, don't worry, it's just another one of those mobile podcast studios.
There you go.
Because I don't know that there are any in Fort Worth.
I was going to say, people would be like,
I've never. Yeah.
That'll make them question.
There are some, like, nationally. I've found some. I think there's a couple in Dallas, too.
Okay.
But, I mean, listen, mobile, I'm using air quotes, folks. Mobile podcast studios, they have, like, a van, right?
Yeah.
A van with a table, and it's all compact, and that's a house on wheels. So, and for a while, I was thinking, like, an RV would be cool, but I don't need all the stuff an RV has.
No,
It'd be nice to have a bathroom in there. But I could probably work something out.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you can YouTube them, figure out how to make a porta potty.
Yeah.
Wait, are we going back to the porta potty stuff now?
This is the episode with the Jaybirds music here. We're going to be talking about porta potties and porta potty accessories today.
That's right.
I was thinking just a bucket with some kitty litter in it for the dudes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Does kitty litter work for...
Oh, of course it would.
it works for kitties, but
right?
I don't...
Would it not work?
No, it'd work.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised with cats, so I'm not super familiar.
I was just trying to think of something absorbent. Kitty litter.
Yeah, the crystal ones. Go with those.
Okay, crystal ones. I'm writing that down. Andrew, write that down. Get the crystal ones.
Make a note.
Orange Home Depot bucket.
There you go.
Are those still $5, or they go up like everything else?
I imagine they probably went up everything.
That's going to break the budget right there. The
There you
$5
go.
orange bucket.
That'll be the one thing.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I think this is a super cool idea, and you're very smart for doing that. And
I'm insane. Let's just cut the shit. I'm a crazy guy.
That's part of a mover and a shaker, right? The person that's not scared to do things.
Right, but we're talking about you wear the same shirt, just like Steve Jobs.
Right.
Steve Jobs.
Oh,
took
yeah, I'm a
risky things.
genius.
You're a genius.
Yeah.
That's really what
we'll
it is.
see how
It's
that
not
pans
insane.
out.
And the border, the line between genius and insane, it's pretty small.
No,
I haven't done anything too insane.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm on the genius side.
I think you're on the genius side.
Yeah. No, you're gonna be very recognizable soon by the time you take that out to local shows, local events, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, let's go get that guy because he can come to us."
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but the real reason I got that damn truck is because, like, the mobile podcast, the studio portion of it is going to take some time, but that is a huge billboard on both sides. I mean,
for sure. Yeah, if you get a big logo on both sides.
Yeah, because I could have done a mobile podcast in anything smaller, a lot smaller, but I don't know.
You didn't go with the
We're in
hearse or
Texas,
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
I would have gone with the hearse. There's a lot of there's some music ties with the hearse.
Yeah,
a lot of early bands
You get a lot of
were
goth rock.
using the hearse.
Yeah.
No, not even goth, but it was the only vehicle back in the day that had the storage space for bands to gig on.
That's
That's true. These young bands, they didn't have the money for any other option. They'd get these hearse and they'd fill them up with their gear and they'd pie on out to the next gig.
That's pretty clever.
You'd be surprised what you could fit in the back of a Subaru Outback. We put our entire band
That sounds
gear.
like a line from a movie. You'd be surprised what you can put in the back of a Subaru Outback.
Yeah. This podcast.
Maybe I played in movies. We don't know.
This is now a true crime podcast. Yeah. And then what'd you do with your Subaru?
It does go off road.
This got maniacal real quick.
Man.
But I was reading Fort Worth's Rock and Roll Roots by Mark Nobles, and that's one of the things that we're talking about is the kids needing a vehicle that would get them to the gigs and could store everything, because back then an amp was 4 times the size of a normal amp now. Speakers were even bigger. Nothing was small.
Yeah.
So you had to have some cargo room.
Yeah, I remember even back in high school, you weren't fully in a band unless you had like a Marshall stack, full 4x12, big old thing. Now it's just you have a 1x12 little. Some people don't even do the little combo amps anymore. Some people just do like direct in type stuff without an amp, and it sounds just as good. So
what's the device controlling in the middle then?
it's just
the guitar.
Guitar players have their pedals and everything.
Right, yeah.
They make like amp pedals now that basically
okay.
simulate what an amp is, and you get the same sound. You just plug directly into the PA system. A lot of churches and stuff use that. So
cheaper, right?
yeah, but I'm old school. I like to have an amp behind me,
Yeah.
making loud rock and roll music. So. Big
We have so
letters.
many amps at our house.
We do.
Well, if you
Good
need to
ones.
donate an amp, I told you what's happening in the back room there.
Okay.
So if you need to get rid of a couple of amps, let me know.
Well,
And if he doesn't say yes, I will.
there we go.
He's like, wait
There
a
it is.
minute,
Wait,
that's
we'll talk about this.
that's a sentimental amp. Can't get rid of that one. That's the one Billy barfed on. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Think of Billy, babe. Think of Billy.
Billy's moving.
So, do y'all have any residencies? Do y'all play regularly around here?
We do.
Yeah. Like I said, we do kind of a twofold thing where we have the band who plays local shows, but then my wife and I do acoustic coffee shop stuff and winery stuff.
Do y'all
we play
have a different band name for that, or
No, it's the same. We just say Jaybirds Acoustic.
Yeah.
But we have this. There's this one winery out in Keller, Texas, called Two Brothers Winery. Shout out to Two Brothers. They have us about once a month. We're actually kind of skipping a month right now because we're so busy. But we usually play on I think what is it right now? The third Saturday of the month.
I think at this point it's some Saturday.
Some
it used to be
Saturday.
the third Tuesday. Now it's just some Saturday.
Yeah.
Go to their
But we've
website
been
and find us. But
playing there consistently for what? How long?
a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
just a cute
cool.
little. If you don't know if you're familiar with like downtown Keller, Main Street Keller area.
there's
377 and the.
there's like a main strip in Keller,
It's very small, but it's
right next to the tracks.
Yeah.
and there's like 8 shops, 8
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah. Right in the back, there's like a laundromat and then the winery, and it's this cute little winery, and they've got cute wine and
Cute wine.
good wine. I don't know, it's cute.
You pour in the glass. It's so cute.
Well, the kind we get, we love the port wine, like the dessert wines, which
Yeah.
is super
It does
strong.
come in really small glasses.
And they give it to us in small glasses because it's like
Knock
it's-
you on your ass.
Oh yeah, but we do a bottle of that every time we.
He actually, at the end of one of our shows in February, wrote a song that week. So this little production thing that he does in the middle of the night.
At 3 a.m. Yeah.
The day before the show, he sends it to me and he's like, "Hey, I need you to learn this for the show tomorrow." And I was like, "What?" And after that song,
Okay, yeah, but this was February 22nd on a Tuesday with the two of us playing at Two Brothers Winery, since the theme
in the year 2022,
2022. Very special date, so I sent her this song.
I believe it was a crescent moon.
Yeah, I think it was a Christmas actually. No, and I had invited a whole bunch of our friends and family, close family, and
no, what was weird about it was all these people, they don't typically come to our shows. So it was
Like-
weird that all of them showed up at the same place, same
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm like watching them all come in and I'm like, that's weird. Like, how did all these people just happen to have this day open?
yeah, like everybody's here on the same day. So yeah, anyway, I do this song for her that I'd written like the week before and sent it to her. And then I proposed to her.
Oh God, I caught on right before you told me. Like, oh, I know what's happening. Like,
I didn't, not until it happened.
No, I still don't understand how you didn't see it coming, because right towards the end of the set, everybody started paying a lot of attention to our songs.
Getting out their phones.
Well, you play these cover gigs, and your background music for the most part,
Yeah.
but everybody was really intent on the music the last half hour of the set.
God, I mean, not knowing might actually make it feel like they live or something. Like one of those movies where everybody's part of some collective, and they all turn at you at once, and you're like, what the
Yes.
shit's going on here?
It took me like a song and a half to realize, not even to realize, because I still wasn't believing it by that point. Like, it truly was a surprise for me, and they're just all, I was like, oh, they really like our original music, and
Your ego is just
yeah.
We're
And then
killing it this show.
he finishes the song and he's like, okay, for this next song, and I'm sitting here swiping on the iPad like, what else are we singing?
I don't have shit.
He's like,
Panic.
I need something, it requires something a little special, and he bends down and turns around and gets on one knee, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. She was
We're
like
playing a set.
She was like mad at me at first. I was like, I'm proposing to you right now.
I wasn't mad. I was just really confused.
And then she was like, and then she was like, yes. I was like, and I was like, what? And everybody was like, what? She's like, I said yes.
It's love. It's love.
It's love.
Yeah.
It was sweet. It was a sweet.
Yeah, and then we got married a month later at that same winery. So
nice.
it's pretty. That's a pretty special winery.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of a hometown base for us. We really like Donna and all the people that own it are
What are the-
super sweet.
What are the cross streets there? Because I might not be thinking of-
377 and what's right by the railroad?
Golden Triangle.
Golden Triangle.
Okay.
There's like a Starbucks and a Care Now.
There's like a
and-
big water
Yeah,
tower
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a bunch of bars and it's on the back by the railroad tracks. It's a cool little winery.
Just want to make sure I was thinking of
It's
the
a
right
great,
spot.
great date night spot. We got good charcuterie. They
You-
do. They
You nailed it. I can't even say that word.
Charcuterie.
Oh, put a little Spanish
Ooh, I flipped my mustache
roll
up.
on it. That's awesome.
Oh my
Man
goodness.
of many
Did it
talents.
stay?
It did.
It did?
Little
Oh, wow.
bit, yeah.
Sweet.
Getting a little evil over there.
There
Yeah,
you
just
go.
on the right side. Still
Means I didn't
normal
wash my beard
mustache
well
on the left. When I get off of the motorcycle, like I can, comb this down. I need to trim it up. But anyway, I get on the motorcycle and I'll be on the road for maybe 15 minutes. Whenever I get where I'm going, it's just like. So I keep a brush in my saddlebag, right?
Oh, yeah,
just to
just for
make
that?
sure. But I
Does
always
it actually brush back in place?
It does, but I always forget. So I just walk into places going, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, they're like, "Hey, you okay?" Yeah, I feel great. It's nice out there. So
That's
Nice.
amazing.
it's an ongoing thing. But I shaved my beard one time, and people didn't recognize me.
Dude, yeah.
Like it was 100%. I don't know. Is there like some people that can wear a beard or not and still look like the same human?
I think so. I mean, I feel
This
like
is my face. I can't lose it. I can't take it off now.
Well, I haven't not had a beard in so long that I feel like if I ever shave it off, it would look like a really small pasty white beard.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty pasty already, and so I'm pretty sure it's like really not tan.
You lose your chin, it turns into this normal person chin.
Probably look like a baby.
That's what my brother doesn't have a chin unless he has a beard. And then he takes it off and his face just kind of goes into his neck and he's like, he looks
Oh, your
like,
brother's gonna kill you now.
I hope, brother, if you're not watching the video, the face she just made was priceless. Go to YouTube and it's
You
Fort Worth
want me to show him the
Roots.
picture you sent me the other day?
no.
She sent me this picture. She took one of those selfies of like.
You've seen those videos where like a woman's like this and they're just like, people think you're ugly until you look up and then
Yeah.
and they're like, oh God, it's a totally different person.
There's one
Somehow
video.
she still looks cute.
There's one video, either Instagram or Facebook, where it's this girl and she makes this stupid face, but that's what she does. She like tucks her chin in real fast, and it just changes her face entirely, like,
Yeah.
in a split second.
Yeah, no, mine's, I'll show you, but this is not for the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's so,
I can't show
Sorry,
the
folks.
people.
no, but
Oh,
so
Jesus.
I sent him this
You would-
split.
You gotta let me share that.
I
So
mean,
good.
you can.
That's
You can.
incredible.
It's.
That's better than the one I was describing from Facebook.
I even said, I was like, this is your wife and this is also your wife. You're welcome.
If you'll send that to me, I'll put it in the YouTube video. That way your
Oh,
brother doesn't
no.
feel too bad. Because
Yeah.
the face you just made when you were describing your brother
That's
was...
up to you, baby. I'm not really part of that one.
He's,
Oh, yeah.
he's Bob. Is it Bob from Bob's Burgers?
Oh, yeah.
That's what my brother looks like
It's- yeah.
when he has just a mustache.
Yeah.
But it's-
You do not have to share that if you do not want to.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I'm not. I actually thought he was going to post it, and he didn't. I was like, "That's amazing." Let's make him make that
Pretty
face.
incredible, yeah.
Oh man.
You got skills.
Yeah.
Well, you're all
Skills pay the
prime,
bills.
man. Are you want to show us another one
Sure.
from the upcoming release?
You want to do?
Do you have a song that you like the most off of there?
I fired
chance to
through
listen to?
about 10 of your songs this
Okay.
morning, and I got about 38 seconds in. Whenever it was Linktree. Shit. Well, I don't think it'd be that big of an issue.
Yeah.
But since
It's like the band's LinkedIn, though. Think about it. It's like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
trying
that's
to-
what we meant.
Yeah.
It's like the band's LinkedIn.
It's Linktree.
I just need to delete LinkedIn from my brain so I never make that mistake. Anyway, it showed about 38 seconds, I think, of each song. So I was kind of just trying to get a feel for your music. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's your favorite one? You got it pulled up?
Well, I just pulled up another new one that we talked about maybe doing, and that's a song called
yeah.
"Disappear."
Okay, we did love, we did romance. What was the?
Mhm.
So I know you already said it, but what were the first two songs that we did?
Money, and Sparks. Or
Sparks.
Sparks on the Night.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and those were both fairly sentimental. Right?
Yeah. very romantic driven.
What's the tone of this one?
This one is not romantic driven. This is just hopeful. I've just had a lot of friends over the years that have dealt with just like some crap, like depression and stuff, and I don't know. It's a song written about that and being there for somebody, really.
Right on.
So,
yeah.
Should we play it? We should probably play it.
Yeah,
We're talking about it. Okay. So a song called "Disappear." It's going to be on the new stuff.
I had your mic down, but it's up now.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, jeez.
Such a good catch.
Man, we made a good team just then.
I know.
Yeah, we almost
Bring that
lost
coffee
the
over here.
Parlor Donuts coffee.
I feel like we're totally sponsored because I'm wearing the hat too.
You are, yeah.
Make sure the
But
coffee's
I
facing
caught
the camera.
the cable and the drink. You caught the microphone. So I mean, we were on it.
teamworking.
And I just watched
Sweet.
it happen.
You were like,
What
this is
could you
gonna be
do?
fun.
What could you do? And now for children getting hurt.
There we go. That's right. All right, the song's called "Disappear." Little sister, what is it that you fear? When you're lonely, what do you hold near? Little sister, where is it that you go? When you're too scared, where do you call home? No. So come and find me, 'cause I am always here. And when you reach out, my love will never disappear. And when it's falling, oh honey, don't you fear. 'Cause when you reach out, my love will never disappear. No, no. Little sister, where do you go? When you're too scared, when you're all alone. Little sister, it's a great big world, and it's not easy for a little girl. No. Come and find me, 'cause I am always here. And when you reach out, my love will never disappear. And when it's falling, oh honey, don't you fear. And when you reach out, my love will never disappear. Don't lose hope. I can be your hand to hold, and I won't let go. Don't fear, you can always find me here. My love won't disappear. No. No. So come and find Honey, don't you fear, 'cause when you reach out, my love will never disappear. No. 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 Nice. Cool.
That was awesome, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'd kind of refrained from using the soundboard for a long time, but I felt like today was a good time to crack it back open.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get some applause going.
I think it's cool.
We haven't had
Sound
anybody play
bites.
live in several episodes. I
Oh,
can't
nice.
remember who it was, but it's something that we were getting into really strong for a while, and then we just kind of haven't done it. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Dude, thanks for
And,
having
it's
us, man.
beautiful. It's beautiful. What are you playing on here? That's a recording king.
Recording King,
I don't
yeah.
think I've seen one of those yet.
Just, yeah.
Is that a rare find?
No. Recording King's it's kind of like a budget brand, but this is kind of like their higher end type
Sounds
thing.
beautiful.
I love it. It's super light and
Is it just a pick holder up on top?
yeah, that's all it is.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Very, very cool.
nice little triple O acoustic guitar.
Well, next time y'all come in, I'll have sound panelings up, and I won't have giant boxes full of T-shirts because the event will be over, and
Yeah,
maybe we'll have AC in the next room. But I'm so glad that it was
dude, it
cool
feels
enough
great
here
in
to
here, man.
enjoy.
It feels really, really great.
Because
So,
most days about this time, it's 82 degrees in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is good.
you're
This
like,
is
don't
nice.
move.
Yeah.
You won't sweat.
yeah,
Yeah, good luck. But I've got. It's an old building. There's stuff to do. But anyway,
I love this side
it's
of
got
town.
character.
I do too.
I
really
love
do.
old buildings.
Yeah, I was hanging out with the co-host of this event, the Funky Panther guys, and I can't remember what we were doing, but I said something to the effect of, I've really made a lot of friends in River Oaks. Like, I've got good rapport with that community. And they were like, what the hell do you mean? That's our neighborhood. Like, they all live in
Oh,
this
really?
area. And they were like, they couldn't believe that some other weird guy that's not from River Oaks was making a statement like that. But I do love it over here.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be some excellent growth in this community over the next, couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
y'all just told me Saginaw, right?
Yep.
Saginaw's where we're from.
So I had a house off of Bailey Boswell and Boat Club,
Yeah.
right
That's where
there.
my
Yeah.
my first house was.
And Eagle's Nest was my, 4 days a week. I was at that place eating lemon pepper chicken wings. I love that place.
Ooh, that's not where we went to, was it?
No, so there's Eagle Point.
Right.
Eagles Point.
And that's in Saginaw.
On
The
Saginaw,
one I'm talking
Maine.
about is actually Fort Worth, but it's on Boat Club.
Eagles
Yeah,
Nest.
we drove by
I
it.
used to go there when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Where did you go to high school?
I actually was from Abilene, so
Okay, so you weren't
Yeah.
here yet.
I don't go around telling people that. So if you could just keep that to
From
yourself.
We'll just edit this part.
I don't want anybody else
Yeah.
to know. Oh shit, we're podcasting. Yeah.
That's right. It's a good thing you can edit.
No, it's not a bad community. I mean, compared to some of the really bad areas around DFW, Abilene's not that bad at all.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
bad place to come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I've
should
driven
stop
through.
talking crap about Abilene. It's not bad.
I've driven through there, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I lived in Brownwood when I was in elementary school, so
So
kindergarten.
the West Texas thing,
Oh.
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, y'all. This guy,
Uh-oh.
JP
Uh-oh.
here,
Turning the table.
for the record, he did not know how to spell y'all. He spelled
Okay.
it like y'all, or no,
No.
Y'all.
I spelled it like
With a
you
U?
should spell
it
it.
was YA''LL.
Right?
No,
That's the way my
Y'all.
autocorrect turns it into that, but I refuse to use it.
So which way is the right way?
I just put
Y
It's
apostrophe?
it's a 4-letter word. I just y'all.
Yeah.
There's no apostrophe.
No apostrophes?
I don't.
It's the
That's
second.
straight Texan right
It's
there.
the second character. Second character of the word.
See,
But anyways, he says it, and
I
I was
was-
like, if you pronounce that, it's y'all. Y'all.
no. No, well, because I just figured, 'cause like you'll, like you, like you will.
Welcome to
you'll.
Fort Worth Roots, the new marriage
Y'all.
counseling. Podcast.
These are the biggest problems we have. I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent. Where does the apostrophe go?
No. I think every married couple, it's always the driving for me.
The driving. Oh, we're gonna bring that up.
Driving. Yeah, no, I'll bring that up every time.
Who's
Oh, man.
who's usually the driver?
This
We
guy.
share a lot, but I mean, I'm kind of, I guess, the primary driver when it's family stuff. But we share. I mean, she drives sometimes, but she's She's gotten better.
I don't want to start anything here.
No, no.
I feel like the tension in the room is escalating.
We've worked through this. We're good, right?
He's good.
It's all about communication, but I haven't told you yet that I still hate your driving.
No,
it's fine.
She's the kind of driver that like is no matter what speed limit where you are, you're 3 car lengths behind the car in front of you. Like,
yeah,
she's.
I don't like that last minute stopping.
I know, and I've had to adjust my driving because I was never bad, but I'm not like 3 full car lengths.
Maybe that's a West Texas thing. Because I'm the same way. But I'm on a motorcycle, and you better believe...
You need that room.
Yeah.
I give myself a huge window. By the way, if you're listening to this and you don't know anything about motorcycles, we can't stop as fast as you think we can.
Yeah. Every car that has those little dash cams or whatever, and you see the motorcycle accidents, you have zero reaction time.
No, there's nothing. And the only thing you can do is prepare yourself and give yourself room, because once the bad thing has started, you don't have time to react. So you have to do other things like following distance and making sure there's no granulate on the ground whenever you go into a curve. Because if you start sliding, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So you've got to get ahead of that.
Yeah.
You have to worry about balance, too, not just stopping.
Well, the faster you go, the less you have to think about balance, actually.
It's my...
It self-rights itself.
Yeah, my uncle wrecked his bike, and he had like a big Harley knockoff, whatever, but it was a massive bike going 30 miles an hour in River Oaks around a curve, and when he wrecked, his bike took out half his leg, and it looked like a shark just bit it out.
Oh my God.
And it looks crazy. He had a horrible recovery. And
that Terry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened to his leg?
Oh, yeah.
Terry. Okay, yeah, the guy with the shark bite.
I thought it was a shark bite. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool story to tell if you want to tell that. But
was he in? Well, it doesn't matter. Sorry, Terry. Get better.
Oh, he's good now.
A couple years out, but yeah, it was horrible.
So bad.
It's only 30 miles per hour, and it did that. That's crazy.
See, both of my accidents were slow like that. I think the first one I was doing 25, 30. Right out here on whatever this is in front of Walmart.
Yeah.
This main drag.
Yep.
It's like River Oaks Boulevard, and then it turns into something else. But I was in front of the Lowe's area, and this car, there was a cop had pulled some people over, and I did a quick, stupid, hey, wonder what's going on, and that half second. Stopped. The lady in front of me had slammed on her brakes, for no reason. I had space. I wasn't following too close like a jackass, but I did take that second to, be nosy, and that's all it took for karma to go, not today.
The only 2 wrecks, the only 2 wrecks I've ever been in was that. First one was I was way younger, and I looked down for 1 second to see who had texted me. Time you look up.
That's all it takes.
Too late.
Yeah.
And I was only doing, I'm telling you, 30, maybe 35 miles an hour. Yeah. It was enough to break my leg in 2 places. So.
Yeah. My vision now when I drive, because I've rear-ended 2 people in my life. Once I was 16, and it was actually a really bad wreck. And then the second one, I was on 35 going 30 miles an hour. It wasn't terrible. People are really mean to that person that rear-ends somebody else, and they're like, you idiot. And they'll yell at you. I know, I stopped traffic. I'm so sorry.
I know.
But
you're already in that panicky, oh my gosh, what just happened? And people are yelling.
And then the villagers with their torches start showing up.
Yeah,
you're going to cause more traffic. Don't
my driving now, if you're looking at this room right here, this is about the size width of a car lane. I don't look past those corners.
Yeah.
And if they're like, hey mom, look at whatever in the back of the car, I'm like, nope, I'm driving. I don't want to look off the road at all.
Well,
she's a very safe driver.
On the motorcycle, you got to be looking everywhere. You have to be kind of omnipresent, 360 degree. You got to be able to see everything.
Heck yeah, because nobody sees you.
No, they don't. I've had people that are staring at my face pull out in front of me. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, oh, I didn't see you. I had a guy, my second wreck was a guy that tried to push me into traffic on 199.
Tried to push you?
Well, I mean, the bike fell over. He hit me. Bike falls over. I got off. I turn around. He gets out of his car, and he says to me, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm directly in front of him.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And whatever I was wearing, I can't remember what it was, but it was not black. It was a brighter colored shirt or a white shirt or something. I'm like...
And typically, motorcycles,
you shouldn't be on the road,
them.
Yeah.
I don't know if yours is loud.
That was a Harley. It wasn't the loudest bike I've ever been on, but...
You could still typically hear him, though.
You would think.
So, but that didn't...
He had the Jonas Brothers cranked up all the way, so...
The Joe Bros, man.
I'm sorry, I'm not talking shit about the Bros.
They're local, aren't they? No.
Are they?
I don't know. Weren't they Dallas based or something? I don't
It
know.
might have been. They're probably from Keller.
I know they had like a
Talking about
house
the Joe
somewhere
Bros
around here. I think.
North Richland Hills or something.
But that
that's
doesn't
not
scare
Fort
you from like riding bikes. You still hop
Did
on one?
I think I might have mentioned that I'm an idiot earlier. I might have.
Genius.
Oh,
You're
a genius. Yeah.
Mhm.
Same thing. Yeah, I don't know. Because I do think about that. Like, man, I've been knocked off of this thing twice. I know how crazy people are. How am I still doing this? But I don't know.
Well, even like, and that's what I was going to say. The drivers around here now, from all the people that are transplants, their driving is so weird, and they're all very, very impatient. No matter what time of day, it could be early morning on Sunday, and somebody's riding your butt down the highway. I'm like, why?
When they
Go around.
the smart people start talking about like different things in your genes or your brain that show like how your behavior is different from other people. I've got something that just does like danger does not process the same way for me.
That's kind of
Because
good.
I go, well, is it? I don't know. Sounds like I'm probably in a lot of danger. But I'll go through Dallas traffic, just do. And I mean, I'm not being aggressive. I'm driving as if there's never going to be any kind of problem. I'm paying attention. I'm really watching everything around me, obviously, because I'm still alive. But it does not bother me at all. And I mean, I have had people run me off the road. All sorts, like on one of those big overpasses, the big Mixmaster.
No.
What?
Oh yeah, I had a lady. She was on her phone. We're in a hard like left bank. We're taking it to the left.
That's
I'm on the
terrifying.
inside. I'm on the inside of the curve. She's on the outside. And for some reason, on her phone, she just starts drifting into my lane. Like she's fighting inertia to get into my lane. And like whenever you're on your side on a motorcycle, you have less rubber on the road. So you don't want to make any quick moves or you'll end up falling down.
Oh yeah, you'll be like.
So I just kind of came off the clutch, got on the brake real lightly, started easing out. And about the time I cleared her back bumper, she was in my lane. And we started to straighten out and I got on the brakes and but the last thing you want to do is panic, but that's what I was doing. I was fighting the urge to panic and like crank on the brake, and that's how you go flat,
But yeah,
And
so
you're
that's
all the way up there on those.
Oh yeah,
those mixers.
and there was an officer. I'll never forget this. This was 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago. I don't remember, but it was just an officer, motor guy, and he was on his way home from some kind of function on his cruiser, and he hit the wall, went right over. He fell. I think it was like 100 feet or something. It was crazy. And like, I'm talking to somebody about this, and they're like, well, did he die? I'm like, he fell 100 feet off the mixer. I mean, like,
it was fine.
he's
From
dead.
traffic into traffic with
And
100 feet.
yeah,
between.
yeah. What did he hit at the bottom? I hope it was just a wall, rather than hitting the ground and then
Gosh, I hope it was quick, man.
getting hit by several cars. I mean, awful.
But-
Awful.
But that's when I say that it's kind of good that you have that mentality of like danger doesn't scare you. I think it causes you to think more clearly in a dangerous situation.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Instead of panicking. So that's the positive side of not being fearful.
We're not going to go into it on the podcast, but there's been some situations, like even when I was much, much younger, where some really wild shit happened, and everybody around me was losing their mind, and I was just completely calm.
Yeah.
And later, everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What's wrong with you? You were acting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Should have seen yourself."
Yeah. Well, it's probably.
Are those new pants?
Is this before
Because
the
I know
army
you
or
pissed
after
the other
the
ones.
army?
During
During the army, okay. I wonder if that had something to do with it, with training or something. Or?
In between overflowing porta potties and really bad meal choices, there's other stuff that happens.
That's what it was. It was the overflowing porta potties.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, "Oh my God,
It's like,
what do we
I've
do?" I
already
was like,
seen trauma.
"We
I've
can
seen
crap
the
like a
porta
cat outside in the sand, no problem."
That's right.
Yeah. I'm a problem solver, guys.
That's right.
Stay with me. Well, when's the next gig? When can people see you play live?
Our next 2 gigs.
Can I wear my shirt?
Dude,
Do you have
yeah.
one you gave
Heck
me?
yeah,
Okay.
man,
Awesome.
for sure.
So, that's like a no-no with some bands. They're like,
Oh.
my shirt?
No, it's
To my show?
I love them.
Oh yeah, totally. Just if you're in the band, don't wear your own shirt on the stage.
Okay,
She
maybe
gets
that's
mad at me
what I'm
for
getting
that. I
confused
just think
with.
that's weird.
Really?
I mean, to each their own, whatever. But I don't know. Just I couldn't wear my own shirt on the stage.
I would.
It'd be weird.
Anyway, the shows.
Our shows.
Yes, back to what we were.
Friday, September 2nd at Ridgely Lounge.
Okay.
Over in Fort Worth.
Okay.
We're playing with.
Is that on Camp Bowie?
Yes.
Is it?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, there's the Ridgely
been in there
Theater,
yet.
which is there's 3 venues inside.
Ridgely
Theater's the
Theater,
big
Ridgely
one.
Room, Ridgely Lounge.
Oh
Lounge.
wow, I didn't know that. I haven't been there yet.
It's cool,
Shame
man.
on me.
It's
Got a lot
a
of
really
friends
cool
play
little
there.
area, and the stages are pretty good.
So I need to come see you play.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you should. Yeah, so that's the second. We're playing with a band called Luma out of Denton, and then Bad Lives, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna look it up.
I hope
'cause
their lives get better.
I gotta give them credit.
It's a dad joke you missed.
Oh, yeah. See, I told you, you're building me up. Glue Stick. So, yeah, so Luma, Glue Stick, Bad Lives, and us on the 2nd at Ridgely Lounge. It's going to be really fun.
Well, either send me that graphic or just
Sure.
tag me in it, and I'll share it on my stuff.
Sweet, yeah, that'd be great, man.
Let people know.
I think we go on at 7. I think we're the first band for that show.
Sweet.
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Ours too.
Dude, that's a whole struggle in itself. What time to go on in the set. Sometimes bands like it late. Sometimes they like it early. I think our crowd is typically in the early end. I think it'd be in bed by 9.
You got to earn your stripes to get that last spot, though,
Yeah,
right? Which
you
is
do.
weird to me, because
You
if
would
I was,
think.
I would want the early spot.
Yeah.
I feel like if you've done it a lot and you know, like post-COVID crowd, they
It's
don't
very
want to be
different.
out late.
Yeah.
They want to come in early and get it done and
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
So when you play last, we play, we played a Sunday show one time. We will
This is
never
a good
do this again. But it was so cool. We played with, it was me and
It was-
JP and our bass guitarist.
Yeah.
We actually played lead for that show.
It was an acoustic show. We played this band called Pale Mara. It was a super cool little acoustic act.
Yeah.
They were putting a show on at Mass. It was at Mass on a Sunday night. They had us and I think one other group. I don't remember who we were playing with, but they wanted us to go last. And I think we played right after them, right?
Mhm.
And they had like all their friends for that show. It was they did a great job, but then we started at 10
p.m. on a Sunday. That's rough.
Sunday night.
At
Everybody
Mass?
bounced right after that.
I'm surprised, because Mass, that crowd they like to rage until 1, right? And then
Yeah.
usually pretty late there.
Yeah, but I don't know, Sunday night maybe, and it was
Yeah.
an acoustic show, but it was one of those things where it was just, every band has those shows where like you play for 5 people.
I love Mass.
We
That's
played
such
for
a good
2.
venue. Did they get the AC fixed?
Oh, I don't know. Did they?
God, last time I was there, I went to
no.
go see Max Cusin, and I can't remember who else was playing, but I was there for Max Cusin. That's the Gray,
Okay.
and I went there, and I'm all ready to watch the show, and no, we don't come on until last. I'm like, oh God, okay. Well, the AC
wasn't-
was out, and I'm like, I'm not
Oh,
gonna make
no.
it. I made it. I got to see him play like 1 or 2 songs, and then I got out.
I
Yeah.
had no idea that Macy was out. That stinks.
This was probably 2 months ago,
Oh, okay.
so it's probably good.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even
It's a good. We love that venue. We played there a couple times. The guys
oh
are
yeah,
really nice.
Mass
Brian's really nice.
Mass is a shit. Yeah, Brian's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did the Psychedelic Panther out there.
Yeah.
Did you?
I
did y'all
listened
go
to that podcast.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was great. And,
I didn't go to it, but no, I saw that was happening. I think we had some.
We're already kind of planning the next one.
Are they?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey,
Joe,
if they,
Joe Guzman, shout out.
oh, we'd love to play it if they're available. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know if we
he's
fit
like-
that scene.
well, and that's the thing, and I have no business saying this, but I
Yeah.
do believe that Joe tries to curate the show to be, more towards the variety of psychedelic.
Psychedelic,
I mean,
yeah.
that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying
Yeah.
to bridge the Fort Worth community with the psychedelic kind of
Yeah.
genre. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seemed like a really cool event with the fancy panther head thing they were doing.
That was so cool.
That was- it looked
I
nuts.
still haven't stopped talking about that thing.
Yeah.
It was a projector.
Yeah.
And it was so laser tight. Like everything was perfect on it. And so I thought the projector had to be behind it. Because for the projector to be in front of it seemed impossible because it's a 3D sculpture. It's got different
Wow.
Angles.
surfaces facing different directions. And they had one projector, I think, pointed at the front of it. And I'm like, how do you do that? So I had the guys on briefly for that episode,
Yeah.
and they kind of tried to describe it to, the way you would a dumb guy like me. But
Shadowing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just gonna have to come on and do a full episode. But I think they've been really busy. But we'll catch them again.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 And then on Instagram, Jaybirds Music. It's Jaybirds with an S there.
Yep.
Birds, plural.
Jaybirds Music, yep.
Mini Jaybird. Jaybirds Music on Instagram. Where else can they find you? Not on LinkedIn.
Not on LinkedIn.
That's ridiculous. Why would any musician?
We should,
be on
though.
LinkedIn?
After this episode, we really should.
Yeah.
We do corporate events.
Put a resume, rock and roll resume up there. I think it's Jaybirds Music on Facebook, too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your link tree is Jaybirds Music.
Yeah. So.
Just go to the link tree. You'll see everything.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of stuff on YouTube, but primarily
we do have some
Instagram,
YouTube
then
videos.
Facebook, then YouTube.
Well, this is going to be on YouTube, so
sweet.
So that'll be another thing you got there.
Nice. Awesome.
Let's go.
Everything is
excited.
content. Everything is content.
It really is, man.
It is.
We're talking with a guy named Dylan who does photography. He's so good. He did our wedding. He did so good.
Mm-hmm.
But he does shots for some of the shows around Fort Worth and stuff, and we're talking to him about doing, getting all the promo and stuff. Once you release an album, you got to do all new pictures, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
so we're getting excited about doing that, but it's just a whole lot of. I wish you could just put music out there. Nope, you got to do all the stuff, all the things.
Yeah.
All the social medias.
Yeah.
All the contents.
If you want anybody to hear it, I guess.
You really do, man. It's hard, man.
Well, we read like a whole little article or something that was like how to make your band popular, essentially, which was like.
Is it that book we got in Denton?
Maybe. I don't know. But it
Get the Gig.
yeah. But basically, like, go get merch, go play a bunch of shows, go friend a bunch of bands, which we were already doing because we loved the local music. And that's what I was telling him. He was like, he might ask you a question about what do you love about, what'd you say? What do I love about Fort Worth? Fort Worth music or something like that. And I was like, well, I just love that there's everything that's there.
It really is.
Anything that you wanted to go find, you can find that show.
Yeah.
And I love that there's acoustic shows
It's
and
certainly
full
getting
band.
like that. Yeah, it's very eclectic now.
Yeah.
Whereas used to, I want to say, 7 years ago, it was all red dirt, country, and there just wasn't a lot of variety. But I mean, I'm finding stuff all the time that I'm just like, I had no idea there was even this going on.
Yeah.
And you're gonna probably hear me talking about Avery Burke for a while.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything like that was going on in Fort Worth. And whenever she got on stage, it just, she's from here? This is one of ours? This is amazing. But, so you just keep finding stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very eclectic.
People don't realize how good the local music scene actually is.
And getting better.
Oh, yeah, and getting better. But, like, people say, local music, it's just a punk band,
Right,
college guy and his friends playing 4 chords, But, no, there's so much good stuff out there. Like, so much good stuff out there. And,
I feel like socially, like, I've seen some stuff, not just here in Fort Worth, but people kind of wanting to hear more local music. Like, that seems to be something that's changed since our COVID situation. Like,
I believe it. Yeah, I think, like, people... I mean, the world's gotten so big and everything's so immediate, but I think with all that, people have lost, like, the intimacy of local, their neighbor.
I think there's a few things that went into that, and one of them is that we've kind of been demystified by the big national act. Because all these superstar artists that all of a sudden, all the attention had been stripped away from them. They don't have any shows to do. They got nothing. So they started making these videos inside their mansions, and people are just like, oh, that's what that person's like. That's just a regular person. Well, guess what? We got just regular persons here in Fort Worth. Let's listen to their dope ass music. So,
dude, for real though, like,
that's a good point. I love, like, some of the local shows that we've done, and it's a little bit humbling for me. But there's people that will come up and they want. Like, I had one guy at one of our Ridgely shows, just random. He was like, I want one of your shirts. I want to say that I knew you before. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And
for the next show or what?
Yeah, but there's a lot of those people that'll they love coming. Yeah. Well, I hope they wouldn't do that.
No, you. Before what? Before I beat you? That's you.
Oh, okay.
and then you lunge at them. And then you go, I'm just playing. Or maybe I'm not.
The guy's like terrified, never comes back to another show again.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's good media. Like any attention's good attention, right?
That's right.
Then you're on the 6 o'clock news. They're talking about how.
That's definitely Jenna for us. She's definitely the most intimidating in the band.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Not
People
the,
are like,
not
she
the
just,
people person at all.
she seems so, it's like the murder mystery show. Just seemed like such a normal person. And then they were crazy out of nowhere.
We found out what she really used all that cargo space in the Subaru for.
Oh my goodness.
She was like, it goes off road. Like, oh, hey, we didn't know she was eating people's faces. It's weird. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Whole thing. There we go.
But I'm just glad you were here before.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
You got the T-shirt to commemorate that.
I do. I need signatures now.
Yeah.
I attract people with parlor donuts. I'm like, "Can I
Yeah,
get in my car?"
and thank you for the awesome Parlor Donuts
Yeah.
coffee lavender.
Sure.
This was actually really good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I usually lavender's good stuff.
I definitely feel like I have a bit of a caffeine thing going on right now. Like I'm all over the place. So a little more than
Sweet.
usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to. Yeah.
Y'all are welcome on the show anytime.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to continue to set this thing up to where it's more awesomer.
Dude,
And
it's
then
pretty great. I mean, for
the
a
mobile
local
podcast studio should be, we should be doing something in there in the next couple of months. So.
Yeah, let me know how we can help too. I mean,
Sure.
like she said, we do everything in house and at home, and so we have a little rehearsal space up there. And if you need any help,
Cool.
putting that stuff
Thank you.
together, ideas, I think we've done a pretty good job in our. We still drive our kids crazy. They hate it. We rehearse 2 Mondays a month, and they know what day it is because they always want to leave the house.
Yeah.
'Cause it's so loud. Our drummer is so loud.
Yeah.
But it's not as loud as it could be with the moving blankets we have. So
Yeah. Well, the reason I have a podcast dedicated to the creators of Fort Worth, people creating something, is because I am so not creative. And so if you do have any suggestions, I'm all
for
ears.
sure, dude. Yeah,
I'll send him over.
yeah.
He'll come help you for sure.
But
I know a little something.
I'm a utility guy. Like if it functions and it makes sense, like it has a purpose, then I'm gonna do that. So like sound paneling, I'm gonna do that. Like
Yeah.
that's something that no brainer. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put a couple of ferns in here or something.
Well, I mean, you could just blankets. Blankets do a lot.
Yeah.
So
Well, that
Just
kind of stuff
padding
is
on
gonna
the
be back
walls.
here. Like to cut down on the sound
Yeah.
that's coming from the AC. Just behind that door frame, I'm gonna put up a trifold partition.
yeah.
oh, okay, cool.
Just to kind of help. And then I think above the trifold partition, I'll probably put up a blanket attached to that beam there, and then drape it down. And
Smart.
anyway,
Yeah.
so the airflow will have to come all the way over here, but I think with us moving into the later months of the year, we'll be all right. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that y'all are comfortable. Like this is a
No,
comfortable.
this is
okay.
so great. Yeah,
I'm in a long sleeve flannel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
This is like our
burning
first-
up, but I'm always hot. So.
it's like our first podcast interview. So I
Oh,
don't feel
really?
that sweaty. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught you before.
Yeah, that's right. More of the maiden voyage.
Y'all got anything else you want to holler at the people before we get out of here?
No, I guess.
Come to the show.
Yeah, come to see
Yes.
us. We
Yeah.
also the 2nd, and then we also have a show on the 10th in Denton, which I know you've got your thing on the 10th.
Right.
So ours is up in Howling Mutt up in Denton.
So this episode will be released after that.
Oh,
But
okay.
But we'll put you up on all our social media
Sure.
Sweet.
so we can holler at people.
Cool.
Yeah.
And for those of you that went out and saw Jaybirds, thanks for making it out to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're-
Well, September
we hope
30th.
you enjoyed it.
Oh,
September
what's that?
30th at the Lake House
Oh yeah.
and around Saginaw Boat Club.
Yeah. So that's Boat Club, and you keep going past Boswell,
Yep.
and then there's the big curve, and then it's on the left.
Yep.
Right there on the lake. I like that place a lot.
That place is
Their
awesome.
burgers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Their burgers
So
are
good.
so good.
I had something out there. I need to give them another shot because I went on a day that probably was not their best day, and the food was just not that good.
Oh really?
But
Oh,
it's a beautiful spot.
it really is.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So I do need to give their food another try.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be playing on the 30th. Doing was it 3 hours?
Yeah.
Jesus.
3-hour
Yeah.
cover gig.
Which is
You can do it.
it's a lot.
We're
But
loving
hopefully it'll
the-
be cool enough by then, maybe. And they have 5 fans on that stage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a cool area.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
buddy.
y'all again. It's an honor.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having us, brother.
anytime. And I'm
Yeah.
also thinking about putting together like a revolving list where people can come in and just be a co-host. So
Sweet.
if you wanted to just sit in on an interview, you could
Oh,
sit
dude,
there
heck
and
yeah.
He would
you,
love
you
that.
could either really engage in the conversation, or maybe you just say one or two things. It's however you wanted to split it. But I think that there's a better dynamic whenever I have 3 people on the microphone rather than just 2. So not to take anything away from my guest, but
no, that'd be awesome. We wish we could get out more. It's hard with 3 kids and everything going on, but we like to go to local shows and meet other bands.
Yeah, we make it happen.
Make it happen, but yeah.
Just make sure, because I tell people all the time, and I don't think I'm serious, but tag me or send me the stuff directly, and I'll make sure I share it.
Okay.
So if you just share stuff and I don't see it until like the day or 2 after it already happened, I feel really bad. So
we'll do it all the day. You'll get a whole bunch of notifications.
Perfect. All right, Fort Worth Roots listeners, thank y'all for being here, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. A huge thank you to JP and Jenna for being on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. You guys were a blast. I got to sit through and listen to that as I'm editing the show, and I was cracking up by myself here in the studio. That's how you know it's a good episode. It kept me entertained, and I already knew what you were going to say. So, thank you sincerely. Anytime you guys want to, let me know. Don't forget you can catch the Jaybirds live September 30th at the Lake House, October 8th at Two Brothers Winery in Keller. Or, this one's going to be cool, December 10th at the new Lola's. If y'all haven't gone out there to check out Lola's yet, you need to. It's awesome. You will not be disappointed. December 10th, don't forget that one. And then this one coming up just in a few days, September 30th at the Lake House. If you haven't been out there, it's on the west side of the lake. What is that? Blanking. Eagle Mountain Lake. Off of Boat Club. And it's just a really cool venue. They've usually got live music out there, but it's right on the water. I mean, if you took a step past the stage, you would be in the water. So it's a cool spot. Check it out. That is September 30th. Place is called the Lake House. Our sponsors, Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. These people, if you came out to the event, you got to meet Darren. You got to meet his wife. You probably met his daughter. I mean, the whole family was there supporting the Fort Worth Roots for our 100th episode shindig, our little party. Still really excited about that. That was a good day. It was a lot of fun. And thank you if you came out there. And if you didn't come out there, it's okay. No big deal. I'm going to do some more stuff like that. So when we throw these events, we try to make it super awesome for you. And the more people that come out to these things, the more we can do these events. So we had about 250 people that showed up for this one. Could have been a little bit more. Don't know. But we're pretty confident. 250 people. We were giving out T-shirts and swag bags and all sorts of cool goodies. We gave away free beer. Not a lot of it, but there was some free beer. And we had 3 bands for you and a comedian. We had Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations. We had Late to the Station. And we had The Gray. Those were our musicians. And then Kate Greathouse closed it all up with an awesome comedy set. It was great. And it was good weather. We got really lucky because it was just ridiculously hot the week before. And then now here we are. I don't know the date. But after that, whatever today is. And it's hot. Again, I don't like it. Please, God, summer. Just take a break. We'll see you next year. Please. All right. Rest of our sponsors. Woodpostmetalworks.com. Woodpost Metalworks is a light steel fabrication company. They do plasma cutting and all sorts of cool custom steel work like that. You need to go check out their website. You're going to see some awesome stuff. I'm always raving about their fire pits because I think they're dope. You can break these things down, put them in your car, and then whenever you get to your campsite or the barbecue or whatever party you're going to, you pull it out. It's all flat now. Pop it up, put the pins back in, and now you got this really cool fire pit. Some of them have grills on top. You can cook on these things, I think. That's what it looks like. Anyway, go check it out yourself. Woodpostmetalworks.com, and at checkout, once you found something cool, because you're going to, and hey, this is a really original gift idea. So if you got somebody in your family, you're like, I don't know what to get Bob. Bob's got everything. Bob doesn't even seem like he would appreciate a gift. Bob would appreciate this. Go to woodpostmetalworks.com, and at checkout, you can enter code podcast817, and you'll receive 10% off. These guys are local. That's what it's all about, keeping Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets. Going to try to keep up that theme. I'm always looking for more sponsors. Of course, we want to grow the Fort Worth Roots podcast. We want to put on more events. We want to do cool stuff for the listeners. So if you have a business and you want to be part of the Fort Worth Roots podcast family, hit me up, media@fortworthroots.com. And let's keep Fort Worth Roots, I'm going to have to work on that tagline. And let's keep and let's keep Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets. Oh, my voice cracked. Okay, good deal. I might keep all that crap in the episode. Let's see here. Who am I forgetting? Houk Walker Originals. HoukWalker.com is where you need to go to check out some awesome gift ideas. Now, Woodpostmetalworks, they do the heavy metal stuff. They do fence and gate repairs, plasma cutting, stuff like that. Houk Walker Originals is who's going to customize all the little goodies that you want to make for your business. Or maybe you need some more cool gift ideas, something to put on the wall at the house, in the bathroom, the garage, whatever. They've got the laser etcher. So they made some really badass tumblers for us. I think they're like 30-ounce cups or something like that we gave out at that event I was just talking about. And I guess I'm just never going to stop talking about it. But anyway, these cups were black tumblers, really cool thingamabobs. But the awesome part is the Fort Worth Roots logo that they engraved on the front of these cups. And let me tell you something. They went really far out of their way for me too, because I don't have like the graphic that you need to do something like that. So they took a JPEG image of I think it was JPEG, don't quote me. They just took an image and they reformatted it so that they could use it in their laser engraver. Anyway, point of the story is they know what they're doing and they make excellent products. And it's local. That's what it's all about, baby. Shop local. Houk Walker Originals, you can find them at houkwalker.com. All right, that's all the notes I needed to cover for today. I love having people play for me live in the studio. It is a real treat. Again, my Jaybird friends, thank you for doing that. JP, Jenna, you guys are awesome. And I can't wait to have you back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be a listener-supported show. We do want sponsors. We want to make sure that we have people pumping money into this machine so that we can do more really cool events. There's some establishments around town that we'd really like to help out, too. One of them being the ISIS Theater downtown, the downtown Cowtown at the ISIS Theater. It is a beautiful, beautiful venue. And this is one of the places that we'd really like to support. We'd like to be putting shows on there very frequently. But we just don't have the funds to do it. So, with that being said, so you know what we do with money whenever it comes into the Fort Worth Roots podcast. If you don't know this already, I have a full-time job, and that pays my bills. Fort Worth Roots is its own thing, and it wants to do fun things for you. So, if you like what you're hearing, you can check out the, I hope you like it anyway, but if you like it enough that you want to support the show, you can go to our website, fortworthroots.com. In the top right corner, I believe, there's a little Patreon button. It's the one that you're not going to recognize next to the other clickable options at the top of the page. Patreon will take you to their page. I believe it'll take you straight to the Fort Worth Roots page. And there's some different tiers there. There's a $4 tier, which is the cheapest. And that's just supporting the show. And we'll shout you out, say thank you on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. And we might throw some extra perks in there later down the road, see what we can do. But that's just the cheap way to support us, and of course we appreciate any kind of support we can get. In fact, you just downloading an episode from the Fort Worth Roots is a huge help too. That shows up on our analytics and makes it easier for us to reach a broader audience. And then there's a $9 option. That $9 option, I wouldn't ask you to do it if I wasn't going to give you something extra. So what I did is I packed up the Patreon page with the full version of every one of these episodes. There are hours and hours and hours of content that you've never heard of. If you've listened to Fort Worth Roots on our website or on your favorite streaming platform, and you started at one and you went all the way to this one, there are dozens, if not more, hours of unfiltered content. And so if you want to get that version of it, that would be the way to do it. Our little $9 tier. There's some other options on there, and I might change stuff up depending on popular demand, but that's where we're at, and we would appreciate your patronage a bunch. So anyway, that's it. I'm not actually very comfortable talking about it because it's a podcast, and podcasts should be free. But if you do want to support the show, it will be extremely appreciated, and we're never going to put a paywall up. I think that's tacky. I think it's against the nature of podcasting. So don't worry. That's never going to happen. Yeah. But with that being said, we could use your support. All right. That's it, right? Was there something else? I felt like there was one more thing. That's got to be it. I do this every episode. If this is your first time listening to the show, this is the part of the episode where I just kind of get to ramble. I try to cut it short. I try not to torture you too much, but okay. Again, thank you for listening to the show, and we do put these out every single Monday. Let's see, what do we got up next week? I don't know yet. We'll have to look. I just focused on this episode today. I should take better notes. If you have anything, critiques, criticisms, maybe you want to praise me. Maybe I did something really great and you want to let me know. You can hit us up at media@fortworthroots.com, and all you businesses that are just dying to support us, you can also reach out to me, media@fortworthroots.com. Okay, that's it. I love you. Have a good week, and I will see you next Monday. Peace!